My name is Rueben Loffman. I'm a senior lecturer in African history in the School of History at Queen Mary University of London, and I research principally Central Africa and what is now Democratic Republic of the Congo. What brought me to the Presbyterian Historical Archives was a project based on the American Presbyterian Congo Mission, the APCM, and this was a mission that ran from 1891 to 1969. So it's a very big mission. It expanded over a number of decades and took in a number of different individuals. And that really brought me to the PHS because you have such incredible resources about this mission organisation here on site, and I've been lucky enough to view a number of documents pertaining to that particular organisation. They are absolutely invaluable. While there are a number of digital resources which can be accessed anywhere in the world, notably the William Shepard papers. So William Shepard was one of the co-founders of the APCM, and he was tremendously important, but there are a number of papers which are only available here, and in fact that constitutes most of the collection that I've been looking at. That's record group 432, which extends to the entire history of the APCM. So that is very important, and that is the principal collection that I've been working with. It's a very, very vast collection. It includes documents pertaining to finances, mission correspondence, as well as even architectural plans of the various outstations. So that's the prime collection, but there are also others. These collections are absolutely fundamental. They're extremely rich, and I've been very lucky to spend a fortnight trying to get into these. There's a lot that I found that was surprising. One of the very big things that I noticed was that there's far more material in the 1960s and even 70s. It's very odd considering that the mission stops in 1969, but there's still missionaries going out after 1969. There's a lot of material actually in the 1960s, and that was my really greatest fear when I came here, that would there be a lot pertaining to the end of the colonial period and beginning of independence. Well, there's lots of the material, so that was a tremendous surprise. The other thing is, of course, the thesis that I'm working on, and that is, in fact, that the APCM were very collaborative in some ways with the Belgian colonial administration. The APCM often critiqued red rubber atrocities. These are the atrocities committed by Leopold II's administration of the Congo Free State, as was, from 1885 to 1908. But interestingly, after this, and a very famous trial that took place in 1909, where Presbyterian missionaries actually were brought to the courthouse because they actually pointed out these atrocities. After this, they started to form a much more collaborative relationship with the Belgian colonial administration, and that was very interesting, and finding how deep this collaboration was as a surprise, I think. Those are some of the surprises, but these archives continually throw up surprises, so that's what makes them so fascinating. So the travel grant effectively paid for my accommodation here in Philadelphia, although I stayed just outside of Philadelphia in New Jersey, and it also paid for the vast bulk of my flight. So without the grant I couldn't have done this research. It's really as simple as that. And I stayed in a hotel, and that was worth mentioning because I had the quietude of the room, and that meant that I could reflect on the archives when I came back. I think one of the most important things you can do when you're researching is not just to grab as much detail as you can from the archive, but also to reflect on it. The money was absolutely fundamental. The funding was integral to my research. So I'm very, very grateful indeed to the Presbyterian Historical Society. Thank you so much. And also, everybody here has been tremendous in terms of bringing up material, often at late notice for me. So I want to thank not only the Presbyterian Historical Society in the abstract, but also the people here who've been so wonderful.